6:30 in Toronto, 8:30 p.m. in Pyeongchang. Let's check on what the forecast has in store for us. Maybe no snow for Pyeongchang, but here in Toronto we got some.
Oh, we got some today, tomorrow, Sunday. 3 days in a row we're looking at accumulating snowfall. And it is on our doorstep here. Well, it's moving through southwestern Ontario. We've got the cloud over us now. And the system is pretty moderate sized here, but it is creating some havoc travel-wise down across the U.S. Midwest. So especially out through Chicago, we are looking at numerous flight cancellations and delays there because of the snow. It will start today. It's about 4 to 8 centimeters, and I'll show you the maps in just a second. Wind chill tonight and tomorrow morning will be back to minus 15. And then, as I mentioned, 2 more rounds of snowfall this weekend, accumulating snow. And I'm being very conservative with these numbers. We may very well have to raise these numbers for Saturday and Sunday. And then next week looks to be milder and drier. But let's talk about this morning. Anytime after about 8, 9 o'clock, we'll get into some of that light snow. It'll continue through the lunch hour, but really start to fill in through the afternoon and be more persistent here for that drive home. This is 5 p.m., especially along the QEW. We're looking at the heaviest and higher amounts out toward the west end of the GTA and around that Golden Horseshoe. By 9 p.m., we're starting to taper to flurries in the city, and by midnight, we're done with it. Tomorrow morning, we'll wake up to a little bit more snow. This is going to be, again, just a couple of centimeters. We'll get some breaks in there. Tomorrow's snow is not an all-day snowfall. I think Saturday night will be dry, and then by Sunday early morning, we'll start to see the beginnings of the next snow system. Highest amounts because of the wind off the lake, again, are going to be hugging that shoreline, Burlington, Oakville. The further north and east you go out of the city, the less snow we are expecting. And then there's that warm up here as we head into next week. I say warm up, very near the freezing mark. Wednesday's Valentine's Day. So far, looks to be dry and mild. Over to you, Carrie.
All right, sounds good. And the drive is looking good right now. We're not spotting any problems at all. A few delays building, but nothing too crazy right now. We can have a look at some drive times in and around the GTA. Looking at the southbound 410. Barely filling in right now from Mayfield to the 401. There's a look at the eastbound QEW and the westbound 401, probably the busiest route as it stands right now. We can check a few more. East 401, south 404, Don Valley Parkway, and the eastbound Gardner still moving pretty well as you head into the city. Just a reminder that in Ajax, Lake Ridge Road has reopened in both directions between Highway 2 and Rossland. That's it for traffic. Now on to the news with Tammy.
And we begin with a live look right now at the scene of the city's latest shooting. Police still investigating in the area near Bayview and Finch. It's not clear where the shooting itself took place, but a man in his 40s was found lying on the street in the Bayview and Finch area with a gunshot wound. No gunshots were reported being heard in this neighborhood. So far, there's no suspect description at this point. More charges expected in the case of alleged serial killer Bruce McArthur, as police confirm they have now recovered the remains of at least 6 people and identified 1 victim. We have a live look now as the search continues at the Mallory Crescent home in Leaside today. Police have set up a tent in the yard where they found ground that had been disturbed, and that's where they will be digging for more evidence in the case. And the lead investigator says that all the human remains that they have located have come from planters police have removed from this house. A Toronto firefighter has gone missing while on a ski trip to Lake Placid in upstate New York. A search has been underway since Wednesday. The firefighter was off duty with a group of colleagues, family, and friends at Whiteface Mountain, and the group apparently realized he was missing after the ski hills closed. The Toronto Firefighters Association confirming that he is missing, but is not releasing his name for privacy reasons. Well, Taiwanese broadcasters are reporting that the bodies of 2 Canadians have been recovered from a partially collapsed hotel following to Tuesday's powerful earthquake. The reports claim the couple are 49-year-old Canadian citizens originally from Hong Kong. Aftershocks are hampering rescue efforts as workers continue to comb through heavily damaged buildings. The current death toll is at 12, and Taiwan's National Fire Agency has reported that 273 people are missing. A supply teacher with the York Catholic District School Board has been charged with the sexual assault of a teenage student. 28-year-old Mariana Rossi of Vaughan is facing charges. She's been a supply teacher with the board since 2014, and it's alleged that she had a sexual relationship with a male student between October and December of last year. Rossi is charged with 3 counts of sexual assault and 3 counts of sexual exploitation. She's scheduled to make a court appearance in Newmarket May 6th. Let the games begin. The Pyeongchang Olympics getting underway right now with the opening ceremonies. Team Canada tweeting these pics of our athletes getting ready for the opening ceremonies this morning. Of course, our Olympic champions Tessa Virtue and Scott Moyer will be today's flag bearers, leading our Canadian athletes into the stadium. 225 Canadian athletes will be taking part in the games, one of our largest ever contingents. And we're already off on a good note. Canada ending day one with our figure skating team taking the top spots. Megan Dumel and Eric Radford scoring a nice 76.57. It put them into the lead. That's until they dropped into second place following a performance from the Olympic athletes from Russia. Our Canadian mixed doubles team also moving ahead in curling, defeating Finland 8-2. Caitlin Laws and John Morris will be back on the ice again later today, taking on the Swiss team. That gets underway at 7 tonight. And at 8 o'clock tonight, Canada will be up for qualifications in men's slopestyle snowboard. And a historic moment for South and North Korea at this year's Olympics. For the first time since 1953, a high-profile delegate from the North has visited the South. The sister of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is in Pyeongchang to attend the Olympic opening ceremonies today. She is the first member of the North's ruling family to cross the border into the South in over 60 years. Now, the two countries will also march under one flag. The two sides have been divided for over 6 decades and are technically still at war as they never signed a treaty during the Korean War.